Hello everyone, welcome to another webinar session from Ginesys One. Thank you for joining all of you. Today's session we will discuss about IMPS reconciliation through EaseMyGST. To discuss this session we have with us our esteemed speakers, Ms. 𝐂𝐬𝐿 𝐸𝐿. She is a customer success executive from Ginesys One. Mr. Yogesh Sharma, implementation executive at Ginesys One. So without further ado, let's start it with today's webinar session. Thank you all the speakers. Thank you all of you to joining today's webinar session. Speaker, kindly proceed regarding this today's session. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Vikram, for such a wonderful introduction. Let's get started today's. I just want to give you a small introduction about EaseMyGST. What is EaseMyGST and what is my role here? My name is 𝐂𝐬𝐿. I'm taking care of your customer success executive. EaseMyGST is a child company of Ginesys. Here we serve our facility with the Ginesys client and the non-Ginesys client both. In EaseMyGST, we have three modules. First is a GST return, e-invoicing, and e-way bill. In GST return, we will serve you all types of returns like GSTR 1, GSTR 3B, GSTR 9, ITC, job worker, TCS, and TDS return, as well as we will provide you reconciliation reports and advanced analytical reports and easy interface to manage your compliance. E-invoicing and e-way bill, which we also call e-doc. In e-invoicing, most of us, we know that e-invoicing is mandatory for those clients whose turnover is 5 CR, greater than 5 CR. It's mandatory to generate an e-invoicing. You can also create an e-invoicing in a bulk via integration in just one click. What is the e-way bill? In e-way bill, you can generate e-way bill by integration. All of our module is pre-integrated with the Ginesys and the non-Ginesys client with the other ERP system. Now coming on the next slide. Here I will show you Pan India presence. In Pan India presence, we have a client Ladakh to Kerala. Ladakh is represented by the Grand Dragon and Kerala is represented by the Kalyan Silk. Now coming on the agenda. During this webinar, we will cover IMS. Today's agenda is Invoice Management System, which is covered by me, and other agenda is covered by my co-colleague Yogesh. Yogesh is a GST expert in EaseMyGST, and as well as he's taking care of the implementation department. Invoice Management System, IMS reconciliation, update on GSTR 3B, importance of GSTR 1A, and blocking of GSTR 3B for 1st Jan 2025. There is an invoice management system, which we also call IMS, which will allow to taxpayer to either accept, reject, and keep it pending in the system, which be able to later. Here is some option. You can take invoice, accept, reject, pending. Also, you can regenerate GSTR 2B, as well as it's optional. What is the benefit of IMS? I will show you the sum of benefit of IMS. First one is improved accuracy in ITC claim. As we know that previously we are facing some issue to claim ITC, but after this feature, you will help us to claim our ITC. Second is reduced to ITC litigation. Third one is easy for your accounts team. Fourth is transparent for the vendor and buyer. Fifth is quick communicator. It will help to save your time. Now coming on the current practices and the new practices. Current, what we are doing, GSTR 2B based on ITC. After the IMS, we can modify our GSTR 2B. Current practices, scope of error in 2B reco. After IMS, error is nil. Delay in communication can be start earlier and impact on ITC could be seen in the some period. Current practices is GSTR 2B will be generated by the system. After IMS, taxpayer can generate GSTR 2B. Now the next slide. IMS reconciliation is covered by my co-colleague Yogesh. I hope I will give you a small introduction about IMS. Now over to you, Yogesh.
Yeah. So thank you, Kajol, for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Yogesh Sharma, and I am in an implementation department in EaseMyGST. So today I'm providing you the IMS reconciliation working from EaseMyGST. So here are the few steps for you in which we are dividing our reconciliation so that you will get your IMS reconciliation result in a few minutes. So IMS reconciliation, their first step is bulk IMS download. So what we are doing in this step is that we are fetching all the invoices exist in your IMS from the government portal to the EaseMyGST. Now in second step, submit reconciliation logics. So we are providing few logics by which we are doing the reconciliation of IMS through EaseMyGST, by which you will get your result and get your IMS bifurcated in the several steps. Now third step is action on reconciliation result. So once you will do your IMS reconciliation, you will able to take action on them. As government are providing our steps, action, accept, reject, pending, as well as no action. So we are able to take action on reconciliation result. And in last, action summary and regenerate GSTR 2B. So in action summary, we are providing you a summarized view of how many actions have you take on your reconciliation result, whether it is on B2B, B2B amendment, credit note amendment, debit note amendment, and e-com sales. So in next step, this is the flow of your GSTR return invoices in IMS. So I just explained you with a highlighter, just a second. So this first you upload your returns in GSTR1. So after your return, uploading your return in GSTR1, all the invoices will be fetched towards the IMS. So the invoices, RCM, eligible docs, and the imports invoices will be not be populated in your GSTR 2B and will be carried forward to the next month. Except RCM, import, and ineligible documents, all the invoices will be go through your IMS. Whether you are able to take action of reject, accept, pending. And there is another option of no action. If you do not want to take any action of the invoices and you just do your regular practice as we are providing in the previous months, then they will be, you don't need to take any action. All those invoices exist in your IMS will be deemed accepted and proceeded in your GSTR 2B. Now, if you reject your credit note, this is a very important point I have to highlight. Now, if you reject your credit note, this will be rejected in your present month, will be the liability of your next month. So after the IMS, all the invoices are shown in your GSTR 2B. Now, government are providing another step of recompute your GSTR 2B. If you want to change your actions or if you mistakenly take any action in your IMS reconciliation, then you can change your actions and you recompute your GSTR 2B. So after that, your GSTR 2B will be finalized for your GSTR 3B filing. So this is the flow of IMS after the IMS implementation in government portal. So now we are heading towards the working of IMS reconciliation in EaseMyGST. So first, we just have to log in on EaseMyGST application. Now we are getting our UI like this. Then we just have to go to reconciliation. Then in reconciliation, we just go in the IMS bulk download. So in IMS bulk download, we will be able to fetch all the invoices exist in IMS portal, and then it will be available for us to do the reconciliation in EaseMyGST. So now, as you can see, there are the GSTs. If you want to fetch the invoices for a specific GST, then you can do that. And if you want to fetch the invoices from IMS on PAN level, we are also providing. So first, you have to select your GSTN. After clicking on the add, you will get your request of fetching the invoices from the IMS will be initiated and available for us to do the reconciliation. So this is the first step for you of bulk IMS download. Now in second, after the downloading IMS invoices, we were providing you two ways to see those invoices. In first image, you can see that this is the Excel download of the invoices exist in your IMS. You can see that taxpayer GSTN, return period, sections, supplier GSTNs, invoice numbers, and many other information. So it is very important for us to check the supplier return period and supplier filing status, because as we are exploring our IMS, we can see that there will be invoices of November are shown in IMS, which is the invoices that we have generated in current month. So that is why it is very important for us to check the supplier filing status and supplier return period. So in the next image, you can see that the invoices shown in our EaseMyGST UI. We are providing you to see and check your invoices on EaseMyGST application as well. So this is how your IMS invoices will be shown. In the next step, there are the submit reconciliation logic. So we are providing you few logics on which you can perform your IMS reconciliation. So their name will be across financial year, fuzzy logic, reconcile amendment supplier only invoices, and ignore month. So I can explain you one by one. Yeah. So the first logic was across financial year. So when you have uploaded your purchase in the previous month, but the invoices exist in your IMS of the current month, and if you want to reconcile those invoices, then we just have to apply across financial year logic. It is very crucial for us to do the IMS reconciliation of the invoices that exist in our previous months. Then in next logic, which is the fuzzy logic. So it is a very interesting logic for us. So let's suppose, for example, a supplier have filed the invoice number A1001, but in our purchase books, we have an invoice number of UI/A1001/17. So if other details like invoice date, values, and counterparty GST will be same, then this invoice will be comparable and it have to be matched. Then after applying fuzzy logic, the invoice will get matched and pushed to the match category. Now there are third logic, which is reconcile amendment supplier only invoices with original purchaser invoices. Suppose your supplier have amended the invoices after the GSTR 1A, which is the functionality that government providing us right now. So after the amendment in the invoices, our reconciliation will provide you the reconciliation with the latest invoice after the amendment and the original purchaser invoice exists in your purchase books. This is the third logic for you. Now the last, ignore month. Let's suppose the invoices that you purchase uploaded on EaseMyGST will be of previous months, and the invoices exist in your IMS will be of current month. So you not confirm about the particular month or a specific month. So you just click on ignore month and the invoices will be reconciled, excluding the factor of month. So these are the all basic logics that we are providing for you reconciliation. Now the third is action or reconciliation result. So this is our reconciliation result will look like. We are dividing your result in the 7 categories for you so that you can able to see them easily and take action on them. So I just explain you few all those categories one by one. So there will be a match category. In match category, the invoices exist in your purchase books and the invoices exist in your IMS will get exact match. Then all those invoices are fall into match category. Now there will be a second logic of deemed match. So when the invoices exist in your IMS and in your purchase books are got matched after the applying logics that we are providing in the reconciliation, so all those invoices are fetched into deemed match category. Now there will be a third category of invoice mismatch. Now let's suppose that there will be a difference or mismatch of counterparty, or you have mistakenly entered the different invoice type. Then those invoices having the mismatch criteria will be fall into invoice mismatch category. Now there will be a fourth category of value mismatch. Now in value mismatch, the invoices that got matched having the difference greater than the tolerance amount that we have provided in our reconciliation logics, then all those invoices are fall into value mismatch category. Now there will be a fifth category of IMS only. In IMS, if the invoices exist in your IMS only, not in our purchase books, then all those are invoices are shown in IMS only category. Now the second last category was purchaser only. If the invoices exist in your books, only available in your only available on your purchase books, but not on IMS, not got matched and available on our purchaser only category. Now in last, there will be original SO amended category. So let's suppose your supplier have amended the invoices, but after the reconciliation, we have matched the latest invoices and with the original purchaser invoices, but the original invoice that supplier have filed in their initial GSTR1 will be shown in original SO amended category. So these are all categories available for us to segregate our result. Then there will be actions available for us to take on separate category. We are providing you all the actions in all the category. Now there's totally depending on your decision that what action you want to take on which invoices. So as you can see, there will be multiple categories and there will be multiple actions. The mark accept, reject, pending, and if you want to write something about the invoices, then there will also a comment section. Then you can comment on the invoices will be shown up on our EaseMyGST application. So after the taking action of mark accept, reject, pending. So I will just explain you what are these actions. So first action was accept. So let's suppose that there will be an invoice got matched with our reconciliation, and if you want to accept the invoices, you want the invoices to show in your GSTR2B, then you just have to select the invoice like this and just click on accept. So then there will be a request initiated for you to accept the invoice on government portal, but there will be no submission into the government portal. We have provided you 2 steps to save the data to the government portal. First, you have to click on save to GSTN. After that, we are providing you another step to click on. So this is the first step of accept. Then this is second step of reject. And there are invoices that you want to reject. According to you, those invoices are not correct, or you don't want to get ITC on them. Then you can click on reject, and the request of reject will be initiated for you. Then the third step of pending. Then if you want that if you want some invoices you're not clear about, that you want to take ITC or not, then you just have to click on pending, and these invoices are available for you in next month in your IMS. These are the 3 steps, and there is another step that you can do, that you do not want to take any action on these invoices. There will be a no action. Then if you want to take no action, then all the invoices exist in your IMS will be deemed accepted to your GSTR2B. All those invoices will be shown in your GSTR2B, which is your regular practice that we are doing in our previous month. A lot of our EaseMyGST users know this very well. So this is the action that we can take on reconciliation result. After the taking action, you just have to click on save to GST. But there will be another feature that we can do with EaseMyGST, that you can send mail to your supplier. Let's suppose that there is a invoice came into your invoice mismatch category, and it will be an invoice mismatch, and you want to send a mail with your vendor or supplier. So just by clicking on the invoice and click on send mail, then there will be auto drafted email will be available for you to send your supplier with the invoice details and the difference in the amount. So this will be a good feature for you to send a mail directly from the UI by not going to your Gmail or other. So this will be another feature. So after clicking on save to GSTN, we will get our action summary. So these are the action summary that we are getting after the click on save to GSTN. So as you can see, these are the all invoices on which we can take action. This is a B2B, B2B amendment, B2B debit note, B2B debit note amendment, B2B credit note amendment, and ECOM amendment. So let's suppose that you can accept 3 invoices. So you will get the counts like this. So then 3 invoices will be accepted of B2B category. So these are the action summary that we will get. So after clicking on proceed with save, so all those invoices will be saved on your government portal. And if you want, like you have to change the actions, or you will want to change action to reject to pending, then you can cancel the summary and you can again take action on the same invoices. These are the actions that you can take and save data to the government portal. So this is all about the IMS that we are having with EaseMyGST. Now we came to the important points regarding the IMS. So there are first point of automatic data sync. So IMS now providing our automatic data sync between GSTR1, GSTR2B and GSTR3B so that it can reduce the errors and provide you ensure accurate and consistent information for your GST filings. So now second was action status. Invoices in IMS now are available for us to take actions of accept, reject, pending, so that each status determine how the invoice will impact in our GSTR2B and the recipient input tax credit. Like if you accept the invoices, then those invoices will be available in your ITC available section. And if you reject any invoice, then rejected invoices will be available in your ITC rejected invoices. So this is how you can take action on the IMS. The third important point was recompute feature. As I already explained you that if there mistakenly you can take action of accept or reject and you mistakenly accept the invoice that you don't want to accept, then you can change your actions until the GSTR3B filing and you can recompute your GSTR2B data for your GSTR3B filing, which is very accurate and reflecting accurate liability and ITC on your GSTR2B. Now, deemed acceptance or deadline. If you hadn't take any action on your invoices and you just want to all your invoices to show on your GSTR2B, then all the invoices will be available in your GSTR2B and you don't need to take any action on them. Now, this means that you will do the reconciliation as you have done in your past years. Simply download your 2B data and you just simply do the reconciliation after applying the logic that are available on our EaseMyGST application. A lot of users are currently doing with the EaseMyGST application. Now, then last, error reduction. So by centralizing invoice action and feedbacks, IMS reduce errors, discrepancies, and reduce the incidences of the notices that we are heading in our past years. So these are the important points for the IMS. Now, there is the importance of GSTR1A after IMS implementation. So first, let us see what is the purpose of GSTR1A. So GSTR1A allows suppliers to amend their invoices. Now suppliers can correct those errors that they will make in their GSTR1 filing by GSTR1A return. Now government legally allow us to, in section 37 of CGST Act, that now suppliers can amend their GSTR1 return in GSTR1A returns by ensuring accurate tax reporting and alignment with recipient records. Now, the second was recipient feedback in GSTR2A. Now, recipient provide you the feedback of all those invoices exist in IMS. Now, he can take action of accept, reject, and pending, by which you will get the idea of what are the wrong with your rejected invoices. Like now, you can communicate with your supplier and receiver. So, recipient feedback are very important for now, as he can accept, reject, or modify the invoices available in GSTR1A until the GSTR3 filing deadline for the period. Now, correction capabilities of GSTR1. GSTR1A facilitates correction in invoices and credit debit notes, helping ensure the recipient input tax credit reflect the latest and accurate data. Now, as I already told you, the legal basis for GSTR1A amendment. Now, government in section 37 of CGST Act, Rule 59, GST rule governs the filing and amendment process of outward supplies through GSTR1A. Then last, benefit of using GSTR1A. Using GSTR1A improves data accuracy, supports seamless ITC processing for recipient, and helps suppliers to stay compliant with GST requirements. So these are the important points of GSTR1A, and I hope all of you are using GSTR1A return, as this is the correct time for doing a GSTR1 return and amend your returns as possible in the government portal as on EaseMyGST. So these are the importance of GSTR1A. Now the impact on GSTR3B. So this will be crucial for us to understand what is the impact of IMS on GSTR3B. First was auto population in GSTR3B. So GSTR3B now includes auto-populated details that is available on our GSTR1 return, that is our outward supply, and GSTR2B, which was our inward supplies. So these all information are available auto-populated in GSTR3B, which was streamlining data entry and reducing the errors. Now the second impact is editable fields in GSTR3B. Although data is auto-populated, but still there will be a catch that someone can mistakenly providing the information or mistakenly accepted the invoices. So that government allow us to edit the fields in GSTR 3B filing. Now you can manually enter those invoices values or outward supplies according to your correct information, neglecting the fact that we have doing the IMS on IMS portal or with EaseMyGST application. After the GSTR 3B to reflect any correction or adjustment based on accurate records. In third, benefit of accurate filing in GSTR 3B. These updates promotes more accurate filing, helping taxpayer to avoid discrepancies and especially during reconciliation and remain compliant with GST regulations, especially during reconciliations. And in last, the compute option for real-time updates. As there will be invoices that do not clear about what are the actions that we have to take on, as there will be multiple invoices available for you. So now you can proceed with the half of the invoices or several quarterly of invoices, and then you can click on action of accept. But there will be left invoices available for you to have to take action. Then there will be option of recompute GSTR 2B. At the time of you have taking action, you can recompute your GSTR 2B. This is the last impact on GSTR 3B, which is available for us. So now GST news advisories on GST. GST news advisories on GST. So first advisory, as we are very well known about IMS, that IMS allow taxpayer to view and manage their monthly ITC by accepting, rejecting, and pending the invoices that will be available on IMS, and helping recipients to doing these actions, invoices before generating GSTR 2B. This feature will be streamlined invoice tracking and reconciliation effective from October 2024. Now the second advisory was system generated GSTR 3B summary, auto calculate tax liabilities based on GSTR 1 and GSTR 2B data. It provides values for our outward supplies, reverse charge, and inward supplies, so that we don't have to do anything extra work. Taxpayers can download this summary and edit the auto-populated values if needed, with alerts for significant discrepancies to ensure accuracy before filing. And in last, the Goods and Service Tax Network GST has introduced the pre-filed GSTR 3B form with auto-populated tax liability from GSTR 1, 1A and IFF, and input tax credit from GSTR 2B. So starting January 2025, the GST portal will lock restrict changes to the auto-populated tax liability in GSTR 3B, with ITC locking to follow up after the rollout of the IMS implementation. So after January 2025, we are not able to do any changes in your GSTR 3B because it will be locked after your IMS reconciliation, and you are not able to do any changes in your GSTR 3B. So these are the few advisories that we have on our GST, latest advisories we have on our GST portal. So now there are a few FAQs that we are going to manage and we're going to answer, as a lot of you have many questions regarding the IMS. So let us answer the first question. So can I take actions multiple times on a document? Yes, action can be taken multiple times on an invoice record before filing of GSTR 3. You can take action multiple times on your invoice. If you want to accept invoice, you can accept. And if you after some time you will find that this invoice not for us and we will not want to credit on those invoice, then you will reject those invoice at the same time. So yes, you can take action multiple times on a document. Now there will be a second question: when can the recipient taxpayer take action on a record? So as soon as the supplier filed their invoicing in GSTR 1, 1A and IFF, it is shown and it is available to the recipient taxpayer in IMS for taking action. So it is a real-time basis. As soon as you filed your return, your supplier have filed his return, the invoices filed before 11, it will be available on our IMS, and you will take action on the invoices. And currently, what we have seen that the invoices that you have generated in the current month, November month, are also available for us to take action on IMS. So we are also exploring with the government portal and with the EaseMyGST application. So we have fetched the real-time basis data. Now the third question was, who will have access to IMS functionality? So all the taxpayers registered as normal taxpayers, including SEZ's unit, developer, and casual taxpayers will be able to access IMS functionality. So normal taxpayers, SEZ unit, and casual taxpayers will take action on will be access to IMS functionality. They will take action on their IMS and ensure accurate GSTR 3B filing. So what will happen to the accepted and rejected record? So all the accepted and rejected record will be records belonging to a particular GSTR 2B period will be removed from IMS on filing of GSTR 3B for that particular period. Only the pending record and the invoices records belong to the future tax period will shall remain in IMS. So this is our fourth question. Now we are heading toward the fifth question of what will happen to the documents on which taxpayer has taken an action on IMS. So the documents will be treated in the following manner: accept, reject, pending, and no action. So first, accepted records will become part of ITC available section of respective GSTR 2B. ITC of accepted records will auto-populate in your GSTR 3B. Now the second point was reject. Rejected records will become part of ITC rejected section of respective GSTR 2B. ITC of rejected records will not auto-populate in your GSTR 3B. Pending. Pending records will not become part of GSTR 2B and GSTR 3B. Such records will remain on IMS dashboard till the same is accepted and rejected till the time prescribed in Section 64 of CGST Act. The last, no action. Records with no action status will be deemed accepted at the time of GSTR 2B generation. So these are the 4 actions that we can take on IMS reconciliation and IMS dashboard. Now there will be a catch. Now if let's suppose that you have 10,000 invoices in the government portal to take action on. So then EaseMyGST will help you to take action on in a minute. How you can do that? You will do the IMS reconciliation, and then we are providing you bulk actions. All the invoices exist in your several categories that I have earlier shown you. You can take multiple actions at the same time. You have to select all the invoices, click on accept, and just click on save to GSTN. So all the thousands of invoices that you have in your IMS will be accepted on your government portal. So that is how EaseMyGST help you to do your IMS reconciliation with the large invoices. We are having a sixth question. Will reverse charge document received from registered suppliers also form part of IMS? So RCM invoices are not part of IMS, but will continue to be part of GSTR 2B as it is being reflected today. So now there will be a seventh question. As a taxpayer, what all I will be able to view on the IMS? There will be 2 things available for you to see: inward supply and outward supply. In first, recipient view, as a recipient, a taxpayer will have an inward supply view to see all the specified documents which are saved or filed by your respected supplier. These documents will be available for actions by the recipients. And then in second, supplier view, as a supplier, a taxpayer will have an outward supply view to see actions taken on all the specified documents by their respective recipient. So these are the view that you will get on the government portal or in IMS. Now in 8th question, what happens to the original credit note if the same is amended by the supplier? If original and amended credit note both are available in IMS, whether it belongs to 2 different GSTR 2B period or same GSTR 2B period, the action taken on amended credit note will prevail over the action taken on original credit note. So we will be getting the latest action on the amended credit note. So in 9th question, what happens if recipient reject the record? So if the recipient rejects the record before filing of GSTR1 supplier, it is very important us to note that before filing of GSTR1 by the supplier, then the invoice record can be edited and supplier can file the GSTR1 with revised details. So this edited record will be made available in the IMS for action by the recipient. Now in second part, if the recipient rejects after filing of GSTR1, Now, after filing of GSTR1 by the supplier needs to add the invoice record in GSTR1A or in subsequent GSTR1 IFF with the same or revised details as the case may be. So amended record will be made available in the IMS to take actions. So this will be happens if recipient reject the record in both the cases before filing and after filing of GSTR1. Now in 10th question we have, is there any scenario where the draft GSTR2B will not be generated by the system on 14th of subsequent month? Yes, in the case of previous period of GSTR3B is not filed by the taxpayer, the system will not generate their draft GSTR2B on the 14th of subsequent month. So it is very important for us to file our previous GSTR3B so that we will be proceeding with the subsequent month. Now in 11th, what about GSTR2B for the quarterly taxpayers? For quarterly taxpayers, GSTR2B will not be generated for the months M1 and M2 of the quarter. However, GSTR2BQ for the quarter M1, M2 and M3 combined will be generated on 14th of Q plus 1 month, and recomputation of 2B will be allowed on or after 14th of Q plus 1 month till filing of corresponding GSTR3B. The same logic as is there for monthly GSTR2B3B will be applicable. So if you are filing your return or quarterly, so then your IMS will be available for you in your last month, and you will be able to accept, reject pending the invoices that are available in the whole quarter. And all the actions that you have taken after the 14th will be available for you in your GSTR2B. So this is our last questions. I'm thanking you all to take help on us to view the webinar and be a part of this webinar. Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the speakers and panelists. Thank you, all of you, for joining today's engaging.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.